What are you doing?
Like, oh my god.
I don't even know what's going on.
Player one. Prepare yourself.
Don't forget cards at RitaYanez.com, and so am I. Under your bed.
Turn on the light! Turn on the light!
Hi there, Gemini. This is your weekly reading for the week of December 14th through 20th. How are you doing? I hope you're fine. I hope everything's going your way. This is going to be a little bit of a strange week, but I think it will be much easier for you guys to navigate. The adults are going to have a little bit more rough. You guys just need to kind of watch what you say in social situations and you'll be just fine. Monday, the card that you've drawn is the Queen of Swords in reverse, and this is a card that indicates that somebody's being a biatch. Now, it could be that you're feeling this way because she is an air sign. So she could be a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius type, or she could also be a person who's just communicating a lot, running at the mouth. And so you think of her in terms of being an air sign. And this could be somebody else acting this way. And it could also be a very effeminate male who's coming across this way. And of course, she's not the easiest to deal with no matter who she presents herself to be. So the real issue is to find out what it is that she's saying and why. And once you hear what it is, because it seems like it won't be something you'll be able to control, it seems like it will come toward you, think to yourself, but not talking about it with other people. Think to yourself, why would she have these biting things to say? So what are the usual options we have? She's having a bad day. She's unhappy at home. Her home life is difficult, challenging, sucks. She could be feeling insecure. A lot of times people will act out when they're the ones who feel bad about themselves. So the best way to handle this is to not clap back. Don't answer it. And tell people who bring the information to you, say, look, I really appreciate it, but I don't want to know. I just right now, I'm working on my grades, or, I've got a lot on my mind. I really appreciate that you're letting me know, but I'm not obviously going to be able to talk to this person to find out what's wrong, why she feels this way about me. So let's let it go. If you can get that done right at the beginning of the week, and if the gossip comes to you the same way about someone else, say, you know what, I don't want any part of this, la, 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 cover your ears and run. That way you're not implicated in whatever it is, because, before you know it, somebody could think that you were saying something. I remember that happened to me in high school, and before I knew it, somebody I didn't know was coming at me about a situation I didn't understand, and it had nothing to do with me or my friend. Somebody else thought that me and my girlfriend were passing notes about somebody else. I was like, what the hell? We pass dirty notes to each other. We insult each other on a daily basis to make the time go by. I was like, what I really wanted to say is, I don't even know you. I don't remember how the situation de-escalated, but trust me, my girlfriend didn't help me because I thought that this giant Amazon bitch was going to come kick my ass. And I was like, if she comes to kick my ass, you're going to help me, right? And she's like, no. And I was like, oh. And this friend of mine outweighed me by 2.5 times at least. And so, boy, that was indicative. So just try to keep yourself from getting involved in it and you'll be fine. On Tuesday, we have the Knight of Wands in reverse. Again, a kind of running at the mouth. So there's some information that comes to you, and it could be to serve somebody else's ulterior motives or even hidden agenda. So somebody else could be coming towards you, and it might be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, but don't count on it, because just like I don't really tend to say whether this is male or female because there's no way to know. Not that they have, like, they weren't born with indeterminate sex or anything like that. It's just that this can stand for both genders. It doesn't matter. Likewise, I don't know what this person is trying to do. I do know that it's not in anyone's best interest to have anything to do with this. So again, if you listen to what I'm telling you for Monday, and the reason why I want you to hear me carefully is because Sagittarius is your solar 7th house, right across the sky opposite from you. The sun is over there shining a giant spotlight, and it could be about your friends that you are aware of or your enemies, and they could be standing right there in the open and you don't know it. That's why I'm saying, as long as you have no part of the gossip or whatever information this is, then there's less of a chance you could get involved, because Jupiter in Virgo, your solar 4th house, could actually draw your home life into it, where you get one of those magical phone calls from a school to your parents at work on a bad day, and maybe your dad's got hemorrhoids, and then they tell him that you are involved in gossip and bullying, and you're like, what the hell? And you don't even know what they're talking about. So if you stay out of it to where physically, like a person trying to commit a perfect crime, go create an alibi where people know for a fact that you walked away and went to the bathroom. It would be far better for you so that it doesn't involve your home life. Also, Mercury in Capricorn sextiling Neptune in Pisces, it would be far better for you to stay away or even help de-escalate a situation if you can say, you guys, come on now, that's just mean talk now. Now this isn't very nice. What, are you her friend? No, but if I were her, I would hope that somebody would stop talking about me. And Gemini, you guys like to communicate. That doesn't mean that you're necessarily gossipy all the time. I could tell you that I know more Cancer people that are more gossipy than you'll ever be. And the thing is worse because they start emoting. You guys are just talking for the sake of communication and information, but it could be very hurtful, and it could actually cause some friendships to fall apart. So hear me out on this. It's just also Mars and Libra in your solar 5th house. It could even involve somebody who you were liking, or you hope that they would like you, and then they just think that you're a gossipy, mean person, and then they're like, yeah, no way, this person's mean. You might not have even known that person that somebody else was talking about, that you didn't walk away from the situation or attempt to de-escalate if it was safe. You find out that that's that person's stepsister or something, and then it's like, oh God, you didn't even know what was coming. So on Wednesday, we've got the 8 of Cups, which is where I hope you've heard me out on walking away, making peace with it. Don't have anything to do with it. Think of it like this. There's a bunch of people stomping around in a giant vat of what you think, oh, look, they're making grape juice. And then you come closer and you're, oh shit, they're stomping on dog crap. And then you're like, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. I don't even want to be near this, because I know that those microbes are going to end up in my hair. That's what I want you to think of that 8 of Cups as. For you guys, it will be much easier to do, like I said, than the adults, because you guys are much more honest, and at the same time, you see things more clearly because you're not necessarily looking for all the innuendo, all the hidden meanings and symbols. And, like, of course, a Scorpio, you could have a 5-year-old Scorpio trying to figure out what you really meant on Friday night. But for you guys, it's really not something that you're doing, even just as young people. It's not a part of who you are yet. That's something that we develop over time. It's actually a very primitive survival skill to kind of anticipate what someone's going to do. Really comes down to, like, how fast can I climb that tree before, this creature comes, Tyrannosaurus Rex, and pulls off my legs, something like that. So on Thursday, we've got the Ace of Swords, and this is where I think you guys are actually going to do much better than your adult counterparts, because I think that you will be able to de-escalate just about any situation. I think about here on Thursday, you're going to be sick of what people are doing, and you're going to be like, you know what, that is so freaking mean. I can't, I hope you get coal. I hope you get coal in your stockings, and that's it. You don't even get one candy cane because you're being mean now. And so in this case, Venus and Scorpio sextiling Pluto and Capricorn, Scorpio being the solar 6th house of what you do every day, which for you guys is going to be what? School. And, talking to your friends and texting everybody. And then Pluto and Capricorn being the 8th solar house, it could be that you actually get the text and somebody is talking shit about someone else. I guarantee you the best thing you could ever do is go blow up that text message and make it go away. Do not respond. Do not answer. Do not say a word. The only time that it would actually be readily helpful, if not unavoidable, to have to say anything about would be if you were standing there in person, because that's when you can feel all the eyes on you, like, what are you going to say? hey, so-and-so, did you check out her weave? And you're like, wow, I gotta run. Just leave. And then that's it. All you ever said was wow. And then you turned around and left. But in terms of the text message and instant message and Facebook message and freaking Vine message and whatever the hell everybody's doing, it would be far better for you to just take this sword, cut the ties, and say, I am out of here. Love you guys. I can't have anything to do with this, man, because it could turn into a total Uranus and Aries social 11th house nightmare where somebody thinks that you are actually the one who propagated the nonsense, especially, you know, when people get hot under the collar, they start pointing fingers at everybody else. Check out some police officer, law enforcement interrogations. Watch how quickly these kids who, yeah, we've got each other's backs, how they're immediately throwing the other one under the bus. So don't let that happen to you. On Friday, we've got the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, and you might be actually feeling like, you know what, if I have to do this, I will go it alone. If I end up without any friends, at least I don't have any damn enemies in my face who are going to talk about me as quick as they were talking about her, because that's the majority of what happens. Guys, they do this too, but they're actually more apt to nip it in the bud and stop it than girls are. Girls, for some reason, it might have to do with the primitive survival skill of trying to ensure that we get a mate to kill something and drag it to the cave and set it on fire. You know, that might be the reason why. But Sun and Sagittarius squaring, again, from the 7th house, squaring the North Node in Virgo, your solar 4th house, you could have a problem that extends all the way into your home, right up your behind or right up your parents' behind, and there you go. So it'd be better to just kind of like do like monkeys, see no evil, do no evil, speak no evil, have no fun, but at least you're safe, right? So Venus and Scorpio, quincunx in conjunct Uranus and Aries. Again, we've got that issue where somebody that you see every day, somebody that you, or even a group of people that you come in contact with every day could be getting really weird. And you're like, yeah, no, I don't want any. Saturday, 9 of Wands upright is where I think you guys are actually going to be more vigilant about what this is. Because you're like, you know what? I'm thinking of it like Rita said. If they talk about her the way I see them, what are they going to do to me? Or what are they doing when I turn my back? I would say, though, kind of pretend you've poured a bottle of baby oil on your back and it just slides right off, hits the floor. You walk away from it. You don't even get it on your shoes. Remember that Mercury is still conjunct Pluto and Capricorn. So again, we got a lot of truthiness that could come out. I'm just suggesting that you don't need to waste your truthiness on anybody until we get this Uranus and Pluto square, you know, more separate from each other, because right now it just still can cause such bizarre surprising interactions between people that are probably somewhere loosely based in the truth, but then they become such bullshit and angry and nasty little things that we don't want any. I don't want any. I know you don't want any. Also, we've got the Mercury retrograde shadow begins December 19th. So wherever you're going to spend your money, whatever you're buying, whatever you ask for, whatever you're receiving, make sure that you say, where is the receipt? I don't have to see it, but can we both watch it be put into this envelope on the refrigerator? Nobody touches it, because we could have the typical snafus, which, you know, really in this case, I think it has more to do with these communications. And or if you were going to pitch your money in together with somebody to buy a surfboard and then they bail, what do you expect? You know, that's what we can have happen. And it could even be a miscommunication of whether or not that person really was going to go in halves with you for a longboard, or, you know, whatever it is that you're buying. Also, this Mercury conjunct Pluto there is still kind of bringing up the ugly truth about it. So maybe you find out that your friend never really intended to go in halves with you on anything. Or maybe some relative was just saying they were going to buy you something just to shut you up. And you're like, wow, I kind of would have preferred the truth because I had $50 to apply toward this, but I committed it to this dork's board over here. And, you know, now I can't do for myself. Remember also that Venus will trine Chiron and Pisces. So Scorpio, Venus and Scorpio, the 6th house trining Chiron and Pisces, could make things a little bit easier if everybody keeps their cool, which is namely going to be you. Like I said, not getting involved in the communications. You know, the adults, I can just picture at a moment where somebody takes their drunken ass in a company party, sits on top of the coffee machine, and the glass breaks and they fall in and something horrible happens. That's the kind of, we don't want to communicate about our butts. We'll leave that up to freaking Jenner dynasty. That is so disgusting. It's like, why your ass, man? I feel like every time one of these people moons me, I want to go find Kylie and I want to like beat her down. I'm not being violent, but I'm like, you know, stop mooning me. I just want her to stop mooning me. She's not even good looking. I know most of you guys Mercury types, you know, I would say that you guys being just Gemini, you already know what I'm talking about. You see that this goes beyond narcissism. Now it's like, you're just like, you know, like what Kim Kardashian did. I don't want your ass. If I wanted your ass, I'd find it and kick it anyway. You know what I'm saying? I know that sounds facetious, but I'm just so disgusted. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful week and game over just as well.